Hello guys, well let's get started with the demonstration I have for you today. A very simple look, well not so simple. I'm gonna do it right here, with you. I'm gonna do the whole thing along and I'm going to be talking about the Maneater Palette by Tarte. Now that I have my eyelids already prepped, I'm going to be setting them using this shade, which is called Passion. This is a satin finish. As you can tell, it is a very pearly finish. So I'm going to be using it to set my concealer that I used for as an eyeshadow base, and also to kind of highlight a little bit the brow bone as well. So then I'm going to use the next shade, which is Pearl. This one I'm going to use a Morphe E30 blending brush, and I'm going to be basically putting it right on my crease. I'm not really being very precise because I'm just doing like a little wash of color with this mauve pinkish tone. But I'm going to be covering this next with the shade Saucy. I'm sorry it was totally out of focus, but I'm using the Real Techniques blending brush, and this one I'm concentrating it a little bit more on the crease. I love this color. I feel this is one of my transition shades, so I'm going to be concentrating it mainly on the crease a little bit lower than the shade Pearl. Then I'm going to be diffusing as much as I can this color because I want this to be coming out through the back of the other colors that I'm going to be layering. Then I'm going to be using a sharp edge to create a V shape on the outer side of my eye. And I'm going to use the darkest shade, which is Midnight. This one is a chocolatey color. It's pretty blendable as well, just as the other eyeshadows that I've been using. So I'm going to be defining my crease a lot more. You can build it up, the intensity as you want. I want it pretty dark, so I went back and forth with the same brush and creating this V. Actually, that sharp edge helped me a lot to create a V without using any tape and without making a hot mess of my eye. Then I'm going to go back again with the same Real Techniques blending brush. It has a little bit of that other saucy eyeshadow left over, so it's great. I'm just going to be blending any harsh edges. Then I'm going to go in with a shimmer. This one is Hypnotic, and I'm going to be wetting my shader brush with the setting spray. This one is the only eyeshadow that I find it's a little bit more difficult as far as the pigment. I tried using it without the setting spray and it wasn't really paying off with the color as I wanted it. So then I went again back and forth with the setting spray and then just packing it on as much as I could with the color. So I really love this color. It is like a brick maroon color with some orange undertones as well. As you can tell, it is a very beautiful color, but I just had a harder time with this one in particular. Then I'm going to go back in with the pencil brush back and forth with that Midnight shade just to kind of blend it out. I'm going to go in with the gold shade of this palette, and this one is in the shade Foxy. This one is one of my favorite. As you can tell, I did not use any setting spray with this one, and the color payoff is great. So I went ahead and I placed this one in the inner corner of my eye, and I tried to mesh with the maroon color as well. Okay, so I went ahead and I applied some concealer. I color corrected using Shape Tape Concealer by Tarte in the shade Tan. I went with this new foundation I just picked up from the drugstore, and it's the Wet n Wild in the shade Golden Beige. Also, for concealer under my eyes, I used again the Maybelline Fit Me Concealer in the shade 20 Sand. So I'm going to be highlighting with this cream, Jelly Pong Pong Cosmetics. This is an all-over glow. I just need a little bit. I just put in the back of my hand, and then I'm going to apply this with my beauty blender. I'm going to use the Smashbox Contour Stix to contour my face. This one is in the shade Contour, so I just went ahead and contoured on the hollows of my cheeks and then blended out with my beauty blender. And using the highlight shade, I further define the bridge of my nose. I used a baked blush by NYX in the shade Passion. Using my favorite Kat Von D tattoo liner in the shade Trooper, I created a wing. For my bottom lash, I'm going to be using the same pencil brush, and I'm going to tap off just the excess and trying to get rid of the darker shade. I'm going to go into the shade Saucy, and I'm going to run it right on my waterline. I'm going to run it on my bottom lash to smoke this out. I'm not going to go all the way into my inner corner. I'm just going to leave it like that, just up to here. This one is by Morphe in E43, and I'm going to be using the shade Midnight, and this one I'm going to be just applying it right on my lash root very carefully, concentrating most of the product on the outer corner of my eye. I'm going to make it connect to the wing. Then on the inner corner, I'm going to use this tiny brush by Real Techniques, and I'm going to pick that same shade, the gold shade, which is Foxy, and I'm going to apply this in the inner corner on the bottom lash. I'm going to coat my lashes. The same mascara I used on my top lashes. I'm not wearing any falsies today, and I'm just going to put this right here on the bottom lashes. For lips, I used this NYC lipstick. This one is in the shade Creamy Caramel, and I'm going to be topping it with this NYX gloss. This one is in the shade Natural. Alright guys, so this is the final result of the makeup look that I wanted to create using the Maneater Palette by Tarte. I am loving this palette. I recently went out of town for spring break, and this is all I took with me. I feel these shades are very versatile. These are basically the swatches on my skin tone. They're really pigmented, very cool. Very creamy. So that's it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe if you haven't, and I'll see you later next time. Bye bye.